Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we're going to talk about the rise of Christianity, how it began, how it spread, and how it changed history. The rise of Christianity, how a small sect changed the Roman world. A world history story by the perfect professor. Part 1. A faith born without power. Empires usually begin with armies. Christianity began with none. No territory.
No bealt.
No political authority. Just a small group of believers inside the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. And within 3 centuries, that empire would kneel before their faith. Rome did not notice Christianity. In the 1st century, Rome ruled the Mediterranean world. Its laws were unquestioned, its armies unmatched, its gods many and powerful. Christianity appeared insignificant, a Jewish sect, a local disturbance, a belief system Rome barely documented. It posed no military threat. Rome ignored it. That was the first mistake. A world ready for belief. The Roman world was powerful, but spiritually exhausted. Traditional gods felt distant. State religion felt hollow. Philosophy satisfied the elite, but not the masses. People wanted meaning, justice, hope beyond death. Christianity offered all 3, not to emperors, to ordinary people. A message that challenged authority. Christianity carried a dangerous idea, that all souls were equal, slave and citizen, rich and poor, man and woman. This did not attack Rome militarily. It undermined Rome psychologically, because Rome was built on hierarchy. Why Rome felt threatened? Christians refused emperor worship. Not violently, not loudly, quietly. This was unacceptable. In Rome, religion was loyalty. Refusal was treason. Persecution followed. Persecution made Christianity stronger. Rome believed fear would erase belief. Instead, persecution created martyrs. Martyrs inspired followers. Followers multiplied belief. Christianity spread not through conquest, but conviction. Rome had never faced this kind of enemy. Professor's reflection: power versus meaning. Rome had power. Christianity had meaning. History shows us something uncomfortable. Power controls bodies. Meaning controls minds. And minds outlast empires. Part 2. Persecution, martyrdom, and the power of belief. Rome believed it understood rebellion. Rebellions were loud. They raised armies. They seized territory. Christianity did none of these, and that confused Rome. Why Rome could not ignore Christianity forever. At first, Christianity seemed harmless. It had no armies, no leaders demanding power, no plans for revolt, but it spread, quietly, relentlessly, from marketplaces to households, from slaves to soldiers, from women to merchants. This was not expansion by force. It was expansion by persuasion. Religion was loyalty in Rome. In the Roman world, religion was not private. It was civic duty. To worship Roman gods was to affirm loyalty to the state. To honor the emperor as divine was to accept imperial authority. Christians refused this. They would pray for the emperor. They would obey laws. But they would not worship him. This refusal was subtle, but radical. It challenged the idea that the state stood above conscience. Persecution as policy. Rome responded the only way it knew how, with force. Christians were arrested, imprisoned, executed publicly. They were blamed for disasters, accused of disloyalty, painted as dangerous extremists. Rome believed fear would contain the movement. It misunderstood belief. Martyrdom changed everything. Martyrdom did not frighten Christians. It validated them. Public executions were meant to deter followers. Instead, they created witnesses. People saw, calm in the face of death, refusal to recant, faith stronger than survival. In a brutal world, this courage was magnetic.
Rome exécutait body.
It could not execute conviction. A community unlike any other. Christianity offered something revolutionary. belonging without hierarchy. Communities supported widows. They fed the poor. They cared for the sick. During plagues, Christians stayed behind to help, while others fled. Faith became visible through action. This mattered more than theology. Why the poor listened first. Christianity spread fastest among those with little power.
Slaves.
Laborers. Women. The message was clear. Your life has value. Your suffering is seen. Your soul matters. Rome offered order. Christianity offered meaning. An empire's blind spot. Rome believed stability came from control. Christianity proved stability could come from shared belief. The empire ruled through law. Christianity spread through conscience. Rome had no legal framework for this kind of challenge. Professors' reflection. Fear cannot kill meaning. Rome believed persecution would end Christianity. Instead, it purified it. Every martyr turned belief into testimony. Every execution turned fear into resolve. History reveals a hard truth. You can destroy institutions with force. You cannot destroy meaning that people are willing to die for. Part 3, Constantine and the Turning Point. History rarely turns on belief alone. It turns when belief meets power. That moment arrived in the early 4th century, under a man who did not grow up Christian, and did not begin his rule intending to change the religious fate of an empire. His name was Constantine the Great, an empire in crisis. By Constantine's time, the Roman Empire was exhausted. Civil wars weakened authority. Borders strained under pressure. Economic instability eroded trust. The old gods still stood, but belief in them no longer unified the population. Rome needed cohesion, not just force. The vision before battle. On the eve of a decisive battle, Constantine reportedly experienced a vision. A symbol appeared in the sky. A message followed. By this sign, conquer. The symbol was Christian. What matters here is not whether the vision was divine. What matters is what Constantine did next. He ordered the Christian symbol painted onto his soldiers' shields. And he won. Belief meets pragmatism. Constantine did not suddenly become a theologian. He became a realist. Christianity was no longer marginal. Its communities were disciplined. Its ethics encouraged loyalty. Its networks spanned the empire. Where Rome fractured, Christianity connected. Constantine understood something previous emperors missed. You do not crush a belief that organizes people better than your laws. You align with it. The Edict of Milan. In 313 AD, Constantine issued the Edict of Milan. Christianity was legalized, not imposed, not enforced, simply allowed. Persecution ended. Property was returned. For the first time, Christians could worship openly without fear. The underground faith emerged into daylight. From outlawed to influential, legalization changed everything. Churches were built. Clergy gained public authority. Christian leaders advised emperors. Christianity did not replace Roman structure. It entered it. Roman roads carried missionaries. Roman administration organized churches. Roman law protected belief. The empire provided infrastructure. Christianity provided meaning. A faith transformed by power. This alliance came at a cost. Christianity had been a faith of the marginalized. Now it stood beside emperors. Debates intensified. What was true belief? Who defined doctrine? Could faith remain pure within power? To manage this, Constantine intervened. The Council of Nicaea. Constantine convened the Council of Nicaea to resolve theological disputes. This was unprecedented. An emperor overseeing religious doctrine. Christianity was no longer separate from the state. It was becoming imperial. Unity mattered more than diversity. Why this was the true turning point. Christianity did not win because it defeated Rome. It won because Rome adopted it. Once belief aligned with power, the transformation became irreversible. Within decades, Christianity would move from tolerated faith to dominant religion. And Rome would never be the same. Professors' reflection. When ideas become institutions. Constantine did not convert Rome overnight. He changed its direction. This is how ideas reshape history, not by replacing systems immediately, but by inhabiting them. Christianity survived persecution, but it was Constantine who gave it permanence. When belief gains structure, it outlives empires. Part 4. From Faith to Empire. Legalization changed Christianity. Power transformed it. Once protected by the state, belief no longer needed secrecy. It needed structure. And structure reshaped everything, from law and morality to identity itself. By the late 4th century, Christianity was no longer a tolerated faith inside the Roman Empire. It was becoming its moral center. From margins to mainstream, open worship changed the rhythm of Christian life. Hidden gatherings became public rituals. House meetings became basilicas. Local leaders became bishops with authority. Visibility brought influence. Influence brought responsibility. Christianity now had to govern behavior, not just inspire it. Law begins to change. As Christian ethics gained imperial support, Roman law slowly shifted. Gladiatorial games declined. Infanticide faced increasing condemnation. Charity became institutionalized. These were not sudden revolutions. They were gradual realignments. The state began to reflect Christian moral priorities, not perfectly, but unmistakably. Why paganism faded? Pagan religions did not disappear overnight. They declined for structural reasons. They were localized. They lacked unified doctrine. They offered ritual, but not universal meaning. Christianity offered a single moral narrative, a universal message, an organized clergy. In a vast empire craving unity, this mattered. Paganism did not collapse. It was outorganized. The church learns Roman discipline. Christian leaders adopted Roman administrative logic. Dioceses mirrored provinces. Bishops coordinated regions. Councils standardized belief. Rome's political genius quietly became Christianity's institutional strength. The empire trained the church. The church inherited the empire. When faith becomes authority, this transformation came with tension. A faith born in humility, now enforced orthodoxy. Disagreement became heresy. Unity became priority. Belief that once challenged power now wielded it. Christianity gained permanence, but lost innocence. History rarely grants both. The moral center shifts. The emperor was no longer divine. God stood above the state. This single shift redefined authority. Political power became temporary. Moral authority became eternal. Even emperors answered to conscience. This idea would outlive Rome itself. Professors' reflection. Victory changes belief. Christianity survived persecution through conviction. It survived victory through adaptation. When a belief becomes dominant, it must choose: remain pure or remain influential.
Christianity shows influence.
And with that choice, it reshaped the ancient world forever. Part 5. The empire falls, the church remains. Empires end with borders. Ideas end with believers. When the Roman Empire in the West began to unravel, many expected Christianity to collapse with it. Instead, the opposite happened. Rome fell. The church stayed. The collapse without a replacement. As imperial authority weakened in the West, administration failed. Roads decayed. Taxes stopped flowing. Armies dissolved. What disappeared was not civilization, but coordination. Local communities still needed leadership, justice, and meaning. They found all three in the church. Bishops become anchors. As imperial officials vanished, bishops stepped forward. They organized food distribution. They negotiated with invading forces. They preserved local order. Bishops were educated, respected, and connected across regions. They did not replace the empire. They stabilized life without it. Barbarians and belief. Germanic tribes entered Roman territory as conquerors, but they did not arrive with a universal ideology. They encountered a church that spoke Latin, preserved Roman law, claimed moral authority. Conversion followed, not immediately but steadily. Christianity did what Roman legions could no longer do. It unified diverse peoples under a shared identity.
Rome without Rome.
Even after the fall of the Western Empire, Roman ideas survived. Through the Church, Latin remained the language of learning. Roman law shaped canon law. Roman administration informed church hierarchy. The Church did not erase Rome. It inherited it. Monasteries and memory. As chaos spread, monasteries became sanctuaries of knowledge. Texts were copied, ideas preserved, history remembered. Without monasteries, much of classical knowledge would have vanished. The Church became history's librarian. Why Christianity outlived the state. The Roman state depended on taxes, armies, central authority.
Christianity depended on
Belief,
community.
shared meaning. When resources failed, belief endured. When borders fell, faith crossed them. A new world begins. The medieval world did not emerge from Roman collapse. It emerged from Roman transformation. Christianity provided continuity in a fractured landscape. Where Rome once unified by law, the Church unified by belief. Different tools, same outcome. Professor's reflection: when institutions outlive empires. History teaches us a subtle lesson here. States are powerful, but temporary. Institutions rooted in meaning adapt. Christianity did not survive because it was protected. It survived because people carried it when structures failed.
Rome collapsed.
Christianity walked forward. Part 6. The world that Christianity built. When the Roman Empire fell, the ancient world did not vanish. It reorganized. And at the center of that reorganization stood Christianity. What began as a persecuted belief became the framework through which a fractured world understood law, morality, authority, and meaning. From Roman collapse to medieval order. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, Europe did not return to chaos entirely. Instead, power shifted. Kings ruled land. Warlords commanded armies. But moral authority belonged elsewhere. It belonged to the Church. Christianity provided a shared ethical language, a unifying identity across tribes, continuity with the Roman past. In a world without emperors, belief replaced bureaucracy. Law, morality, and conscience. Christian ethics reshaped how power justified itself. Rulers were no longer gods. They were subjects of a higher moral order. This mattered. For the first time in Western history, authority was constrained by conscience, at least in principle. Kings ruled bodies. Faith ruled souls. That separation would echo through centuries of political thought. Education, memory, and preservation. Christian institutions became guardians of knowledge. Monasteries preserved texts. Cathedrals became centers of learning. Clergy maintained literacy when states could not. The classical world survived, not intact, but remembered. Rome lived on through Christian memory, unity without an empire. Christianity achieved something Rome could not sustain: a transnational identity. People could belong to different kingdoms, speak different languages, and follow different customs, yet share belief. This allowed Europe to remain culturally connected even while politically divided. An empire of faith replaced an empire of force. The cost of victory. Christianity's triumph came with consequences. Once allied with power, belief could be enforced. Dissent became heresy. Unity sometimes required suppression. The faith that once resisted authority now exercised it. History offers no pure victories, only trade-offs. Why this story still matters. Christianity did not merely change Rome. It changed how civilizations think about authority, morality,
Time.
meaning. It shifted history from cycles of conquest to narratives of purpose. Whether one believes or not, the influence is undeniable. The modern world was shaped in this transition. Final reflection. Ideas that outlive power. Rome believed armies made history. Christianity proved that ideas do. Empires fall when systems fail. Beliefs endure when people carry them. Christianity did not defeat Rome on the battlefield. It inherited Rome when the battlefield no longer mattered. Closing words from the perfect professor. History is not only shaped by force, it is shaped by meaning. The rise of Christianity shows us that the most powerful changes often begin quietly, among people with no armies, no wealth, and no authority. Only conviction, lessons from the past, stories for the present. Before we end, I have a question for you. What do you think was the biggest reason Christianity spread so fast in the Roman Empire? Tell me in the comments. That's all for today's video on the rise of Christianity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.